Hello everyone, my name is Avantita and welcome back to another bonus episode of Trails in the Sky the Third. Today, I'm planning to go to another door, and it is going to be a star door. The requirements of the next star door is bringing Zin into our squad. Without further ado, let's just go. Yes. And by the way, I am planning to make the moon door as one of the canon episode, while the sun and the star door is going to be a bonus episode. I see. I sort of expected it would only be a matter of time before you return to the Republic. Your mind is made up then. Afraid so. I've made the guys over there take care of everything without me long enough. Call it an erring restore duty to his peers and society, I guess. Well, I suppose when you put it that way. I do wish you could stay here a while longer. But if that is your decision, I'll respect it. So when are you planning on returning? Well, there's no point in lingering here any longer than I have to now that I've made up my mind to leave. So, honestly, I was thinking about tomorrow. Think I could ask you to arrange a ticket to Calvert for me. Well, certainly. Are you not planning to go and visit Kilika first, though? I would have thought you want to. That was part of the original plan. But you won't have any of it. Surprise, surprise. The stance was, if you were going to waste my time coming to see me, you need to go back to Calvert earlier and get some work done. Haha, very well then. That doesn't sound like a position you'll be able to talk her out of. It's no big deal, though. I mean, it's not like we'll never see each other again. I suppose that's very true. I'm not sure there's anything in Zemuriat that could keep you two apart forever. Haha, it feels like that to me sometimes too. Haha. Well, regardless, I won't keep you any longer. So that's one ticket to Calvert for tomorrow. Coming right up. Sorry, let me just get this. Yes, this is the Crystal Branch of the Berserk Guild. Ah, yes. Yes, he's here as we speak, actually. Zin, something up? It's Ambassador Cochrane at the Calvarian Embassy. She'd like to invite you on a hot spring trip. What? 2 days later. This pleasure brings back memories. The atmosphere is so relaxing. It certainly is. Maybe because it feels so similar to our hometown. Still, Ambassador Cochrane had me going for a while. When I first heard about this whole trip, I thought it was just gonna be the two of us out here. Oh my, you look honestly someone that it isn't. I'll be happy to take my leave if I'm getting in the way of your dream date with her. I'm good, thanks. She's not someone I've ever seen as a potential partner. Besides, it's you she wants to talk to, not me. This meeting might as well not be happening if you are not here. It never takes much to put you on the defensive, does it? Is it beyond you to just play along with it all? Gah. You just can't help but mess with people, can you? With you in the Church of Size Guild, I'm amazed it still has any branches left. Correction, I can't help but mess with you. I don't do this with anyone else. Would you be happy if that were true? Hell no. Ah, you've arrived. I've been waiting for you. Hey, Ambassador. Thank you for inviting us here today. Is something the matter, Zin? You seem awfully flustered. Me? I'm just fine. You're imagining things. Who could blame him, Ambassador? After all, there's a man on a hot spring trip with a too beautiful woman. Hardly as a recipe for calm and composed mind, is it? Knock it off, Ilika. Huh, I suppose not. If I were a little younger, I doubt I would be able to keep my hands off him myself. Uh, alright, I suppose that's enough joking around. We should get our dinner. Mrs. Mao is going to be making tonight's food herself, with the sounds of it. The serious discussion can wait until after that. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Likewise. Hmm. So there's going to be a new intelligence agency set up in Calvert, huh? That's right. It's to be known as the Rocksmith Agency. And as the name suggests, it's going to be an organization that answers directly to the president. Really now? I see. I presume that this is so that Parliament can have any influence over its operations. Correct. Perhaps this new agency's biggest advantage is that it separates from all those issues and vices. Last thing we need is an organization like this suffering from Parliament's failures to make firm decisions or general inaptitude, or being run in the same opaque and shady manners by a privileged few. That sounds like a good idea, I'll admit. We're never going to be able to compare the Empire's intelligence division or Liber's old one if Parliament at all involved. Quite. It's already difficult enough to get anything done in a nation with such a lack of unity. I guess it's just the fate of countries that takes in immigrants by the truckload though. Though honestly, I think the thing that surprises me the most is that the president actually being proactive for once. It always struck me as a real conservative type, so this isn't the kind of thing I thought he'll go for. That said, given the state of the Republic right now, it's hardly surprising that he would choose to act this way. Outside the country, we've got the threat of rapidly expanding urban empire, while within, we have terrorists and extremists. And to make matters worse, we have the enigmatic society in the loose. Evidently, something has to be done, and I think he knows that as well as anyone. Indeed. In the times ahead of us, we are going to need to be able to respond flexibly to a variety of new and unforeseen threats. Alright, I think my introduction to the matter has gone long enough. So by the time I get to the point. Oh yeah, you've got something you need to specifically talk to Kilika about, right? So, what's the position in the agency are you here to for me? What? Alpha sharp mind, Kilika. Your instincts are, of course, dead on. We think your talents will make you perfectly suited to joining the agency and are eager for you to be a part of it. That's why you will be offered a position of a division chief should you decide to join. And that's something President Rocksmith has proposed himself. Wow. What are you being the one to bring this to Kalika anyway? A fair question, I suppose. Ordinarily, this would be Scott's work. But I've known this president on a personal level for quite some time now. So he took it upon himself to ask me to come to you personally. That makes sense. Then what's his reason for wanting me? You really know that without asking? Or do you want to hear it said anyway? Naturally, your master class title skills are one reason for you being selected by the president. But above all, I want you for the exceptional analytical and information handling abilities you've shown in your position in the guild. Those are just what the new agency is going to require if it's to succeed. Well, I can say this doesn't all make sense to me. I'm more than for that you'll up and attempt to start a capable member to get right in front of an active pressure like this. That takes some nerve. Haha. Well, I don't think rather highly of you. I thought you'll be able to mediate without letting such a trivial matter cloud your judgment. Still, what do you think, Kilika? I'm not asking for an answer immediately, but I would like you to know what's going through your mind. Well, it's certainly an interesting proposal. At the same time, I'm not sure I have any reason to accept it. But you have no reason to refuse it either. Am I right? Well, it's rare that you find it difficult to make quick judgment, but with such a big decision to make, I can very well fault you. I won't rush you. Take another think long and hard about it. It was so you could do so that I booked a room here tonight. I'll ask you for your answer again tomorrow. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Of course. Oh, and one more thing before I depart. If you ask me, remaining in your position as a simple guild receptionist just isn't going to let you use your abilities to their fullest. Well, a pleasant night to you both. You know, it's funny that the character in the game has a bigger eyes than the actual art itself. Your art rather fast. Have you finished in the bed already? Fast? Seriously? I was in there for an hour. Oh. Man, it's not often I see you looking this deep in thought. I suppose you're done. I feel like I'm one step away from making a decision, but just need one last push to take it. Oh, right. Still, being here like this with you really takes me back. Hardly to believe it's been 6 years now since Master Yuga's passing. Sounds like you went on a hell of a journey between then and joining the guild too. You could say that. Going on a journey makes it sound like something I did deliberately though. In reality, it wasn't quite unorganized as that. I simply drifted from place to place before ending up being drawn to one point where I settled. Much in a way a leaf that fell from a tree ends up flowing down the river. Were you able to find that answers you mentioned a while back? No, I still haven't. Still, I do feel as though I found a conclusion of sorts. What's that supposed to mean? Say Zin, why do you think I chose to take a non-combat position like get receptionist to begin with? Because you didn't want to follow the same path as idiots like me and Walter. I won't follow us either if I were in your position. Not quite, although I'm not going to deny that the two of you are idiots. Hey, there was one part I did want you to deny. I wanted to find out that meaning of the living fist ideology of my father advocated, as he believed that being able to better oneself through combat, while your opponent does the same, is a good thing in itself. As a warrior, they're probably close to the ideal way. Still, I couldn't help but wonder why the ideology had to be based around the premise of fighting. I can certainly understand the significance of living and dying as a warrior. I can also understand how one who lived that way would have no regrets when the time to pass away came. Nothing has changed within me in that regard since the days we trained together. Yet with father dead and Walter gone, I couldn't help but wonder whether there was some way to make use of the living fist without having to fight. That was when I started roaming the continent in search of one. And as I roamed, I found myself face to face with countless conflict and acts of violence, and I felt powerless every time I did. That was how I came to encounter Lilbert's guild. I had arrived to quell one of those conflicts. Something about their ideology, putting the safety of civilians over all else, made me feel that perhaps working under them may give me my answer. So that was led me to start working for the guild. But even then, I wasn't able to run away from fighting completely. The nature of humanity means that as long as we exist, conflict will never cease. Instead, what's important is not blindly preaching idealism, but preaching ideals while keeping a firm eye on the reality of how to quell conflict. Master Yuga's words have never left me, nor have they left me. But all the same, I've been looking away from the reality all this time. Come on now. You know full well that's not actually true. When he says reality, he's not saying fighting is the be-all and all of quelling conflict. That's not what I'm trying to say. All these years, I haven't been trying to walk on my own 2 feet. Not at all. I've just been trying to find a new way to live by father's living fist ideology as an excuse to stand still. All while indulging myself in the comfortable environment the gods gave me. In that sense, I must be the biggest failure of father's students. I might not agree with the path Walter took, but he, like you, has chosen his own path and started walking along it. You two have been facing up to the living fist ideal of fathers and slowly reaching your own conclusions on it. In your ways, you've been able to face up to reality, and I haven't. I've been standing still the whole time. That's the biggest load of crock I've ever heard. You've been working for it just like we have. In what way? It's just that the path you've been walking has been one for others rather than yourself. That river you think you've been helplessly drifting through? You've actually been building a bridge so others can easily cross it behind you. When the road is hard, You soften the ground so your fellow guildmates have an easier track. There's no shame in your way of the living feast. It's as true as mine and Walter's. Are you trying to comfort me? Sorry for not having a way with words. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is this, as a person, you're way too strong and way too serious. And at times, it's like those two things just end up restricting you and stop you saying things you otherwise could. So try and relax a little, alright? Just a little. If you do, I'll bet you'll start saying things you couldn't before. Say, Zin. What is it? Would you be happy if I return to Calvert? What brought that on? It doesn't matter. Just answer the question. Okay. If I had to pick, I guess you'd rather be back home. Yeah. But you asked. Oh, no reason. I've decided I'm going to accept the president's proposal. What? Just because of what I said? Don't misunderstand me. All I wanted was some kind of reason to bring this journey to an end, as well as a place to make better use of my skills. Ah, that was the best night's sleep I've had in some time. I hope that of you enjoyed your stay as well. I know I did. I'm feeling very refreshed, thank you. Refreshed enough to feel ready to take on a new position and a new environment even. Then, I would like to accept your offer. However, I have one condition for doing so. Oh, name it. While I am willing to join the President's new agency, I am not willing to stop living in line with my own beliefs. As such, if I should end up feeling the slightest doubt about how the agency itself is being run, I will do everything in my power to correct it from the inside using any means at my disposal. If he still wants my membership after hearing as much, please tell him that I accept his offer. Oh, that won't be a problem at all. I think he may well be encouraging you to take the reins. I believe it's just you expecting you to fulfill that role should it be deemed necessary. After all, you have experience in the guild, an organization which has managed to remain neutral and independent all this time. That's no mean feat. Haha, I'll be so sure about that. Also, I'll not get things ready for my successor, so I won't be able to return to Calvert for 2 or 3 months. As such, I won't be able to start work till then. That's perfectly understandable. Well, I look forward to meeting you again in the Republic. Likewise. Is something on your mind? Oh, I was just thinking about what you said back there. You said you need 2 or 3 months to get everything ready for your successor, right? Yes, I did. What of it? Well, I'm guessing it's pretty busy over here in Calvert right now too. It doesn't as though there's anything so urgent I need to be there now. But I was thinking maybe I could stay here for the next few months while you get things sorted out before I head back. You can be serious. There's no reason why you should stay around here and labor with me. Go back to Calvert. Huh, you don't have to be so cold. It's me, you know? Well, it's the truth. We'll end up spending enough time together whether we like it or not. After I'm home, you don't need to go out your way to make more now. Well. You win. There's no need to rush things. Then, what are you standing there for? Oh. Sorry. You could say that before starting to walk up on your own though. And let's finish. Yin Yang. Thank you for the mirror. Most of the mirror I have right now is due to the doors. So I really need to go make the doors to collect the money for buying equipment. But well, that's it for this episode. I'm sorry there's only one door that I go through, but I think that's enough content for a bonus episode. And I need to hydrate my throat too because speaking a lot isn't my thing at all. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see you guys later in the canon episode, which is the next one. And yeah, have a nice day, everyone. See ya. Goodbye.